Is this recording, by the way? Hello? Do you hear me? Alright. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Bro, I hope the static isn't that much. Okay, let's start. Today is December 30th, 2025. If anyone is listening to this in the years ahead, I wonder what the world looks like for you. For me right now, I've got about 48 hours left of this year before we enter 2026, hopefully with a smile. Most people are out here. Wait, let's change it. Most people are out there looking forward. Yeah, I like that. This one is better. No, don't worry, it will be enough. Scribbling down resolution, but I find myself doing something else. I'm looking back. I'm ending 2025 exactly where I started my journey over a decade ago in Guild Wars 2. I walked away in 2014 thinking I would outgrow this world, but as the clock ticked down, I realized I didn't want to step into 2026 with unfinished business, okay? Yeah, I like that. What do you think? I wanted to return to a version of myself that wasn't afraid to be a beginner again. I'm standing in the dust of Dry Top right now. It feels like visiting an old neighborhood during the holidays. It's familiar. It's nostalgic. No يا أخي في غلط صح. I'm standing in the dust of Dry Top right now. It feels like visiting an old neighborhood during your vacation. It's familiar, it's nostalgic, but man, it's a reminder of how much time has passed. I'm currently talking the Master of Peace through these canyons. It feels like a fitting goal for the end of the year, doesn't it? Trying to find some peace with the past before the calendar flips over. I'm not using guides, I'm not rushing, I just want to be present in the struggle one last time before the year ends. If this archive reaches you, I hope you haven't forgotten how to return to the things you love. Peace out, Mr. K. Say his goodbye. What do you think? Good, right? Well, should I do the behind the scene recording? I think it would be awesome, right? People hear this.
Hello. هلا السلام عليكم. It's December 30th, 2025. We have got about 48 hours left of this year. It's a weird time to be standing in the dust of Maguma, right? Most people are looking forward, making resolutions, but here I am, looking back. I'm ending my year exactly where I started my journey over a decade ago in Guild Wars 2. I left in 2014 thinking I would outgrown this world, but as the clock ticked down on 2025, I realized I didn't want to start 2026 with unfinished business. I wanted to return to a version of myself that wasn't afraid to be a beginner. To be honest, coming back to dry it up. Feels like visiting an old neighborhood during the holiday. Feel like a familiar and nostalgic, but it's also a reminder of how much time has passed down. I'm currently tracking the Master of Peace in the story. It's a fitting goal for the end of the year, don't you think? Trying to find some peace with the past before the calendar flips over. I'm not using guides here and I'm not rushing. I just want to be present in the struggle one last time before the year ends. You can also look at that progress bar at the top right. 92% on the Guerrilla Arc collection. That's 2025 in a nutshell for me. This year I picked up my drawing pen again, and man, it was a battle. And I don't know how to make it into a statement, like it's an emotional topic, but I would have these ideas that were 100% perfect in my head, but my hands, they were stuck at 92%. The lines were shaky, the flow was broken. I felt like I was not falling, like I was failing, to be honest, because I couldn't immediately reach that finished line. But standing here trying to make these precise jumps on a pumbo balls that looks like they are about to snap. I realized that the last 8% is always the hardest, and this is a hard lesson I learned about this year. It's where most people quit. It's not easy for me to say that, but it's kind of the sad truth. They see the end of the year coming. They see they aren't at a 100%, even though they already reached 92%, and they just give up. Kind of sad, to be honest. And I was at that point in 2016. You can view it through my channel. But I'm choosing to spend these final hours of 2025 in the shaky phase. In the shaky phase. I'm okay with the struggle. Nah. No one can say it truthfully, like they are okay with the struggle, but skills is a habit, and habits don't care about New Year's resolution. They care about showing up when it's hard. Woo! That's hard. That's deep. I didn't expect to say it, but the word. It's here. Like, there is a philosophy I want to leave behind in 2025, the philosophy of hesitation. And alhamdulillah, you can see it through my video 300 special. Finally, I reached 10% of the questions I was asking, 10% of the answers I was looking for. And alhamdulillah, I found it after 300 video. I know the cost isn't cheap, but 10% is a 10%. Every time I pause at the edge of this cliff here in this video you are seeing right now, no cut, nothing, pure raw failure after a failure after a failure till I get it right, inshallah. To get these two achievements right, I'm letting a tiny bit of fear win. I have done this a lot this year, especially with the Dust map project. Yes, I'm working on a project in Rooftop and Allies. Inshallah, next year you will see a glimpse of the map I'm creating in Rooftop and Allies. I would look at a prop, hesitate, and think, is this good enough? And then do nothing. Sadly, for 3 days, Like, I have reached almost 30%, and yesterday I finished the whole starter of the map. I even added my touches to it to include the three. I want to design the level to be compatible for three style of players: the beginner, the people who love to play around the basics, I'm one of them, and the pro player who love to skip frame, do the double jump skips, and it's kind of hard to design something around the three of them, trying to emulate how each person playing with the limited resources I have in the builder. It's amazing. It's like you either push your creativity to the max or don't even bother. And let's go back to what I was saying and think, is this good enough? And then do nothing. But in reality, just standing there, looking at the map, doing nothing, could teach you a lot and start to do something. But as I track the Master of Peace through these dusty trials, aside from the achievements, I'm realizing that peace isn't in the absence of movement, it is the presence of flow. In 2026, I don't want to be the guy who waits for the perfect jump. I want to be the guy who trusts the rhythm. Building that map, inspired from dust, has been a slow process of adjusting stones and balancing glitches. But the only way it becomes a legend is if I stop second guessing everything in the architecture and just start building. And alhamdulillah, in 3 days I was able to finish 10% of the map. 10% of the map. You may think that 10% is nothing special, but trust me, creating the beginning just to cater those three playstyle isn't something you can achieve in 3 days. Trust me. let's recall what I was yapping about, and I don't know where this is going, but I'm losing the topic, so let's recap what I was talking about. So, look at where we are. This isn't exactly our welcome, is it? Again, is it? Just sand, wind, and these broken bamboo structures. Oh! Oh, it's annoying watching them. Took me like around 30 minutes just to finish these 2 achievements. I'm back in Guild Wars 2 after being gone since 2014, and the game dropped me right here in Drytop. You know that feeling when you move back to your old city? You know, the place you have lived on for years and drive into your old neighborhood, but instead of going to the nice park or the mall, you end up on that dusty back road you used to take. Because I have gone back to Guild Wars in 2013, in 2023, but I had to quit due to being busy and I don't have enough time to continue the journey. So here I am. It's familiar, but it's rough. It's a bit of a reality check. That's what Drytop feels like to me right now. I'm currently tracking the Master of Peace. It's funny. Actually, the game is literally telling me to find the master while I'm sitting here behind the keyboard, feeling like a total amateur again. I'm looking at these jumps as you are watching it also. These wind crystals and bamboo balls. Oh, and my brain remember them, but my fingers are asking for a map, for a direction, because I'm not using a guide during that time. I'm not looking at a how-to video. If I'm going to find the Master of Peace in the story, I need to find some peace with my own shaky movement first, and it's good to relearn the basics that I used to have one day. I'm back, I'm in the dust, and honestly, it's exactly where I need to be to start over. If you look at the corner of my screen, as you remember what I said, you will see I'm at 92% on my Gorilla Arc collection. I'm so close to finishing this specialization bow, so I can finally have an ascended bow that I can use in Fractal. But that last 8% feels like a mountain. It reminds me of my drawing this year. As you remember what you said in the beginning, I picked my pen after a long break. It's not a long break, it's more like than years of break. A long would be an understatement. And I had the same feeling. I know exactly what the finished drawing should look like. I had the 92% in my brain, as I said. In my head, sorry, I had the 92% in my head, but my hand was trembling. The lines were jagged. My muscle memory had a bad accent. I don't know why I said it like this, but it's like you have a bad accent because I hadn't spoken that language of the pen in so long. But it was a good moment to return to a hobby you thought you gave up on so long ago. I spent a month drawing things that looked like a mess in 2024. It was frustrating. Bro, you feel like you have lost a piece of yourself, but then I realized like I'm just paying the practice tax. You can't escape the practice tax, whether you like it or not. It is what it is. That's what I'm doing here in Drytop. Every time I miss a jump or get tangled in these bamboo scuffles, I'm just paying that tax. I'm shaking the dust of my skills. You can't just jump back into being a pro once again. A pro movement player after like a decade away. You can see my 2014 Old World clip that I found a long time ago. It's here in my channel. You have to be okay with the shaky hands. You have to be okay with the 92% until you have earned that final 8. It's not a failure. It is just a process of waking up. Remember that, okay? And these canyons, like, there is a lot of weird vibe. It gives you a lot of time to think. I'm watching my character stand on the edge of these cliffs, and there is that split-second pause before I hit the spacebar. That's hesitation. It's like a coin flip. If I hesitate, I'm going to hit the canyon floor. And I've been thinking about how that's basically my life lately. I'm building this new map, The Dust. It's a project not only for me, but also for the community and those people who are dreamer and the pros. But man, bro, I hesitate constantly when I'm building it, but I hope in the next month, inshallah, in 2026, I finished a lot, because I'm thinking of reworking Dust in my style that is suitable for Rooftop and Ally. But man, hesitation isn't being friendly. It's just letting fear take the wheel sometime. But this story quest, I'm looking for a leader. In my art, I'm looking for a flow. In my map building, I'm looking for a legend. But you don't find any of those things if you keep like pausing at the edge. Dry top is teaching me that you just have to trust the jump. Even if you fail, or even if you fall, the act of jumping is where the growth happens, and you see it reflected in this video. It's not just doing a jump puzzle. The Master of Peace isn't going to find me. I have to move toward him. Even if I stumble the whole way there, like you can see me how much time I stumbled so far. Ooh. How long we have been yapping for? Holy shit! I guess how many times right now has been? Woo. And that time I was yapping at. I guess we reached like 28 minutes now. I don't know. I have fallen. I have found some clues for the Master of Peace, and I have crept a little closer to finishing that gorilla arc. What you are seeing, it's not a world first speedrun. It's not a flawless performance, but it's trying to regain what was lost long ago. You move a mountain by carrying away the small stones, but every shaky lines I drew this year was a stone. Every missed jump in dry top today you are seeing is a stone. And look, the mountain is actually moving. My hands, inshallah, bidnallah, hopefully, don't feel quite as shaky now. The old neighborhood is starting to feel like my neighborhood again. This victory isn't about the bow I'm trying to create right now with the gorilla arc I'm going to unlock, or the quest I'm going to finish. It's about the fact that I didn't let the 2014 version of me stay forgotten. I bring it back to the scene, into my own fire, and I bring it back again into the scene. And oh boy, it feels good to be warm again. Anyway, thanks for sitting with me through the dust. I know I have a lot, but sometimes you just need to talk through the struggle to make it feel real. I am heading back into the editor to keep working on Dust in Rooftop and Ally. I want that map to be a place where nobody is afraid to fall, because the fall is where the lesson is. where like you start learning. It's where the lesson is. Don't be afraid to return to what you love. Don't let the practice tax scares you off. I know it scared me a lot when I started. The second you decide to stop hesitating, that's when you actually start to fly. I'll see you soon in the dust soon. Peace out. Mr. K says his goodbye.